Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. Manufacturing, a pillar in our economy, right? Well, let me read you something from the National Association of Manufacturers that was issued December 8th. And this is about the fourth quarter 2015 Manufacturers Outlook Survey, which was released in December, revealing a 5-point drop in the manufacturing outlook, that manufacturers continue to cite an unfavorable business climate as their top business challenge. Well, with that in mind, and before I introduce you to the president of that group, let me show you and give you a snapshot of manufacturing in New Hampshire. The output, $7.71 billion. The share of the gross state product, 11.37%. The share of employment, 10.28%. And the annual compensation average is $79,262. Not bad. Now, here's manufacturing in the U.S. Contributes more than $2.17 trillion to the economy. For every dollar spent on manufacturing, another $1.40 is added to the U.S. economy. It accounts for 12.33 million jobs, or 9% of our workforce. With me to talk about all of this is Jay Timmons, who is president and CEO of the National Association of Manufacturers. Welcome.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. Let's go back to that outlook. It's unfavorable business climate. Manufacturers are having a problem with finding employees. They're finding a problem with R&D investment, a problem with trade, a problem with the tax code. You're here on a tour of primary states, presidential primary states in New Hampshire, with a message about that. What is it?
Well, the message is, look, if we get our policies right, Fred, if we really rededicate ourselves to strengthening the manufacturing economy, we not only improve manufacturing, we not only create jobs, we not only make quality of life better in communities all across the country, but we also strengthen our position of leadership worldwide. And it enables us to export those values that really make us exceptional as a nation.
If you had one of the presidential candidates sitting right across this table from you right now, what would you tell him?
Well, first of all, I would probably tell him or her, look, it's much better to unite us rather than divide us. Mm-hmm. You know, Americans want to be inspired by their leaders. They want somebody who's going to have an agenda that is going to be focused on creating jobs and opportunities for all Americans, regardless of any factors, making sure that they're promoting an agenda that's going to strengthen our economy for the long term.
Now, corporate taxes is one of the issues that your members cite. The highest in the world, corporate taxes.
That's right.
What would you ask a presidential candidate to do if they get the Oval Office about that?
Well, I really think the question is, you know, is it a badge of honor to have the highest corporate tax rate in the world when you see businesses having to make decisions? I mean, manufacturing is mobile, right? I mean, manufacturers are making decisions about where to headquarter their operations in order to be able to invest more money into research and development in their product lines. They can't do that here in this country to the extent they once used to. And I would say, what is your plan for lowering the corporate tax rate, making taxes more competitive with other countries around the world?
What should that rate be?
Well, you know, we've advocated a rate of 25%, and I'll be very frank with you. That's a rate that is seen as achievable without a lot of heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. I think we ought to be lifting a little bit harder, and we ought to look at a rate that's even lower than that, perhaps 20%, perhaps in the teens, to really send a message to the world that we're serious.
One of the other issues you'd probably talk to a candidate about would be trade barriers that prevent manufacturers from accessing many of their markets outside our borders. You make the point, your group does, that 95% of our potential new customers are outside the U.S. What would you ask a would-be president to do about trade barriers?
Well, look, let's look at that. Let's look at that figure, 95%. 19 out of every 20 possible customers don't live in the United States. We got to get to them. And what's happening right now is we have this war of words when it comes to trade agreements, this populist sentiment coming out against trade agreements without ever talking about how are we going to get these products to other markets around the world. The only way to do that is to open up markets, to negotiate fair and free trade agreements.
In about 10 seconds, which trade agreement do you want on the front burner?
Well, on the docket right now is a Trans-Pacific Partnership. If we don't set the rules in Asia, China's going to.
Okay. Jay Timmons, all too short, but President and CEO of the National Association of Manufacturers. Thank you. Nice to have you in New Hampshire.
Good to be here.